thank you very much for talking to us today. Can you tell us what your favorite city in South Africa is?
Johannesburg.
Awesome. And what is uniquely South African about the city of Joburg?
What is uniquely South African? Well, yeah, Joburg is a place where people are quite friendly with each other. People tend to socialize. It's a social hub, and there's always braais on the weekends because people make plans. Even though it's the first time they meet each other, they make plans, and they quickly get to know each other. And so on a weekend, on a Saturday or a Friday or a Sunday, driving around the neighborhood, all you smell is braai smoke, and people are having a good time, catching up and being social and open with each other.
For those people who don't know what a braai is, can you give them a short explanation?
Yeah, so a braai is basically a barbecue, but South African style, where we actually use firewood, or we use coal, and there's a whole process to it. You use fire lighters to get the fire going, and you leave the fire to go, or wait for the coal to catch on, or the wood to catch on. And normally you do it whilst there's some sport that's playing in the background or at an event, and then you just braai a whole lot of meat. So yeah.
Speaking of braais, is that one of your favorite South African meals? If not, what is your favorite South African meal?
My favorite South African meal would have to be a braai with some pap, which is what would you call pap?
Like meal.
Yeah, it's like maize meal, yeah. And with some chakalaka, a spicy, yeah, like a spicy salad, if you'd call it that. And I would say a braai, yeah, that's what I would say. And then the whole variety of salads and good company and people.
What is your favorite place to chill or restaurant or adventure place in and around Gauteng or Johannesburg?
There are many places to go in Johannesburg, since it is a social hub, and you have a look at places like Sandton, which is the richest square mile in Africa. There's a whole lot of business going on there. You got places like Ilovo. You got places like Parkhurst, Rosebank. So Joburg is very eventy. There's a lot of events that are happening on a constant basis. A lot of socializing. There's a lot of productivity, and it's just vibrant and exciting. It's a place to be if you've got big dreams and you want to pursue them.
What is one of your, now we're moving away from Joburg, but have you ever gone on a road trip in South Africa, and what is one of your most memorable road trips? Where did you guys go? Where were you driving through?
I think nothing can beat the garden route. So yeah, you start off in Joburg, obviously. We traveled through Bloem, and we went to the Eastern Cape. And through the Eastern Cape, we went along the garden route, past Knysna, and then into Cape Town. And yeah, and also in Cape Town there's some very scenic routes as well, like Chapman's Drive. You drive around like Camps Bay, or drive around Llandudno. It's just really beautiful and scenic routes in South Africa, but the garden route has to be my favorite.
Do you have any safari suggestions in and around Gauteng or surrounding areas?
There is plenty of safari. The most famous one obviously is the Kruger National Park, which is a 2-hour drive away from Johannesburg, and yeah, there's really good lodges, and you really do get the best experience. But there are plenty of game reserves around the country, but the most famous one would be the Kruger National Park, and yeah, I guess you basically almost guaranteed to see the big five.
Where would you suggest that someone go in Joburg to catch the perfect sunset?
To catch the perfect sunset in Joburg, I'll actually say, I'll be a bit patriotic and say there's a lot of spots. There's a lot of rooftop bars, some really cool restaurants that are like on a deck. So like the Sand Deck with the Santon Sun, or at St. Stithians, there is actually there's a shop called the One and All. Is it the One and All? A restaurant.
At St. Stithians.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is the One and All,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
There is there's a restaurant called the One and All on the higher ground, and you see the whole view of Santon from the top, and all the trees. Joburg has got millions of trees. That's a fact. Joburg is that was an interesting fact that I could have used. Joburg is the largest man-made jungle in the world. So especially when you are on a rooftop, you could see all the trees, and it's really beautiful. And in spring, you see the jacaranda trees and how they change color and they go purple.
Oh.
But yeah, any rooftop will do, because you can catch that magnificent view.
Tell us about St. Stithians. Why St. Stithians? Because it's your school? Your alma mater?
Well, you asked me about the place that actually has a good rooftop or a good view to catch the sunset. So higher ground, that's a fantastic spot to be at. And I would say probably also say Hyde Park, Southern Sun Hotel.
Brilliant. Which adventure activity would be on your bucket list in Johannesburg? Have you done the towers in Soweto?
Yes, I've actually done the bungee jumping at the Soweto Towers, which was magnificent. They've got a whole lot of entertainment there, so once you're done with that, there's an entertainment area where they play some music, and they have one big braai, and in vernacular you call that chisanyama, where people hang around and they're happy and eat food, and they're around good company and good music.
Which is, we've asked that. What would be a day that you would give to an Indian traveler to come to South Africa? Like, if there's something that they absolutely need to do when they come to the country, what would it be?
I'd probably say bungee jumping. There is one in Knysna, and I think that's the highest one in Africa. Am I correct?
I'm not 100% sure, but it sounds right.
Yeah, there's. I would probably say bungee jump, or I'd actually say go to safari and go on a walk, and get out of the car and go on a walk. You walk with 2 game rangers, and they basically spot if anything could threaten you, and you're out there and you're gaining the full experience of being in the bush on foot